Hey folks, welcome back to Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Last time we started making our way through Hyrule Castle, and we have come to what's basically the last door here. It's time for the grand finale, I do think, as soon as Link can figure out how to open doors. Alright, you did it, well done. I think this is gonna be it. We've got bottles full of milk, and we're ready to go. And the music's getting serious, so that's how you know. Now, I do remember how you solve this. You're gonna need to see what's going on. We have ghost rats again as well. Now just follow the direction these guys are pointing / facing, and we should be a-okay. Take your time, take your time. Then I assume we're safe from here. Okay. There. Okay. There you go. Oh no, baddies. Baddies that would be much better fought this way. Oh, they hit us. No. Lame. That's all I was trying to do the whole time, right there. Any hearts? No? Okay. Thank you. What? That's a bit dumb, isn't it? You can barely even see that you can do that. I kind of disagree with that one. I thought I remembered that you had to do that, but that's really not very obvious. But okay, whatever you say. There we go. Probably another fight coming up. Yep, that would make sense. You're dead. And they remembered the spinner exists as well. Incredible stuff. That better not put me all the way back at the bottom. Thankfully not. By that I meant like the start of the whole section. I never liked these things, as we well remember. Okay, there is a pattern to it though, so we should be able to go like this. Yeah. Oh good, one more dark nut for the road, why not, eh? Alright. It's only one though, so it's not so bad. That room with 2 last time was terrifying. Yeah, I know, he's big and scary. He looks a little more serious in that armor, doesn't he? Well, let's do it. Kinda hard to sneak around him, but here we go. Like I said, a lot easier when there's only one. Like, a lot easier. Yeah, I didn't think the jump was actually gonna work. A lot easier. Okay. More arrows, thank you. That opens that. And we have to know what's in there, come on. But can we get to full health first? Thank you. We earned that extra key, so we have to know what's in here. Look at all the chests! What could possibly be in here? It's gonna be like, is this gonna get us to 1,000 rupees? Yeah, probably. If this is more money, I'm just not gonna take the rest, I think. A stamp! It's Zelda! Oh my god. That's too much. So, okay, so the olds, back in the Wii version, I remember, if you had too much, like, what am I trying to say? If you got rupees like this, that was more than you could hold, the game would just be like, but you can't fit in your wallet, so you just leave it in the chest and you put it back. It's really dumb. Bombs, yay. Because they're trying to prepare us here. Look, if we get over 1,000 rupees, then whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, it's fine. So many chests in here, it's ridiculous. There's so many. It's like they just prepping you for the final fight here, which I guess makes sense. Why? I love that they do that. Why? Because we all know the slingshot's not gonna do crap. So many bombs, oh my god. I assume we missed like all the quiver upgrades and stuff. I have no idea where you get those. I sure don't remember. And bomb bags. Oh well. Yeah, money we can't hold. Yeah, more money we can't hold. I mean, at least we finally hit 1,000, I guess. Great. Awesome room, I love it. Well, we're as set as we'll ever be, I'd say. I mean, what do we put on our X button? Probably not the spinner. Tail boomerang, I guess? I don't know. But, it's time for the end. Let's do it. We're as ready as we're gonna be. It's way too serious up here, jeez. They have to make it all dramatic, you know? Well, let's do it. Oh, that's not a great omen. It's Zelda. She's not looking too great. Welcome to my castle. So you're Ganondorf. I've been dying to meet you. You people have long amused me, Midna. To defy the gods with such petty magic only to be cast aside. How very pathetic. Pathetic as they were, though, they served me well. Their anguish was my nourishment. Their hatred bled across the void and awakened me. I grew deep of it and grew strong again. Your people had some skill, to be sure, but they lacked true power. The kind of absolute power that those chosen by the gods wield. He who wields such power would make a suitable king for this world, don't you think? Ha! Such conceit. But if you are one of the chosen wielders of power as you claim, I will risk everything to deny you. Shadow has been moved by light, it seems. How amusing. Very well. Deny me then. Yes, try to deny me. You and your little friend. That's not ideal. Oh no, Midna. Kinda creepy. Both of you, faithless fools who would dare take up arms against the King of Light and Shadow. So you choose, and so you shall feel my wrath. Well, let's do it. I cannot move. There we go. That was weird. Did we really need to lock controls for that? It's the obligatory tennis match. Gotta have a tennis match in there somewhere. Then what? Shoot? Maybe? Actually, I'm not sure. Is it just a hit? I don't remember. Okay. We don't have light arrows in this game. Oh! Just curious. No, I think it is just hit him back a few times. Seems to be the case. I don't see what else we could do. Yep, that's a stab. That was close. No idea how much damage things do in this fight, by the way. So, I'd rather not like to find out. Whenever you're ready. And now let's mess it up. Watch. Guaranteed. Maybe not. Okay. Not too bad. Oh, is now the best time for that? Zelda's fine, surprisingly. Well, that doesn't seem good. I guess it's only fair Ganondorf gets a beast form too. If Link gets one, why can't he? So yeah, why not, right? And now for weird music, I remember this. So I think there's a few, I don't entirely remember. I kinda remember, but also kinda not, what actually happens here. I think you want to be Wolf Link actually, if memory serves, so why don't we do that? Does Midna say anything? Yeah, not yet. But let's actually transform. I want to say you need to be Wolf Link for this. He's going to show up out of one of these portals. And then I think you hold A when he charges at you. That was a very brief push prompt there, you saw it. Or I saw it, I don't know if you did. Hopefully you did. I'm pretty sure that's how we have to damage him here. From what I remember. It's going to do run around, just having some fun in the meantime. Yeah, you do that. It's so weird. That's what I remember of this. Ah, so her hand comes out. I think that is our opportunity. Okay, I see. Oh, that's a fairy over there. Wow. I was wondering what that light was. Okay, here we go. Oh! I think you just hold a direction. Yeah. Get him. Not so bad. I remember kind of struggling with the timing in the Wii version. I don't know. It also could have just been me being bad. That's a possibility too. It's like I just held A and then held the stick. That was it. Seems to be all you have to do. Okay. And just keep looking around. I don't even see the portal yet, which is okay. Oh! Camera's not being helpful. Oh, okay. I just kind of held A there and kind of hoped it would work, and it did. I wonder if you could do more damage by changing to human Link there. No idea, but we'll stick with Wolf because it seems appropriate. Portals? Portals. Probably going to be quicker. Or maybe not. Here we go. Got a fair bit of health on him, doesn't he? Oh, wait, no, where? Uh-oh, okay. Uh-oh, oh no. It's taking longer than I expected, though. But we're doing damage. And hey, Midna gets to help. I appreciate that. That was... Oh, okay, that was quicker than I thought it was going to be. That's alright. Okay, nice. Only one hit there. And only did a harder damage as well. But that's alright. We did it. Totally. Oh, is this how we revive Zelda? Fair enough. Yeah, we did it good. Princess, I say nothing, Midna. Your heart and mine were as one, however briefly. Such suffering you have endured. Ain't no time for a heartwarming reunion, sorry. Is that gonna work again? Oh no. It's one magic versus another, really. You better hope that's gonna do the job. I don't know, we just got teleported here for reasons, I guess. No, I don't like that. Well. Oh. Spirits of the light, rulers of the great power that shines far and wide upon the lands of our world. In my hour of need, grant me the light to banish evil. Yeah, you picked a good time for it. Oh, hey, it's these fellas we haven't seen in ages. Remember them? Link. Chosen hero. Lend us the last of your power. Suddenly horse. I'll try to slow Ganondorf with my light arrows. You target him and keep within range of my arrows. I remember this being kind of annoying to get, but let's do it. Horseback battles of awesomeness, I guess, and also falling. Not ideal. Not a great start. Okay, can we get some distance, please, before we, you know, get too into things here? Maybe you're ready, Zelda. Except I completely missed all the sword swipes, because of course I did. Oh my god. Good start. Good stuff. We're doing well. I don't know if there's a way to make sure she's on target either. Similar to the Wind Waker final boss, where you have to where Zelda's the one with the light arrows and not you. See, I need you to be, like, going, you know, the same direction as me. It's kind of a problem, you know? Ah, I don't like that. Remember this one being kind of silly, and, yeah, we can see why. Back off, pal. Okay, jeez. Might need a milk soon here. Just back off for a second, buddy. Seriously. What do you want me to do? She's not even aiming. Okay, fine. Jeez. Just give me a minute to drink some milk there, Ganon. I hope you don't mind. Like, what do I do? I don't understand. He just hits us right now. Seriously, I don't get a chance to move or anything. I seriously don't understand. He just hits us. He just hits us. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. What do you want me to do? I can't attack him until she hits him, but she won't hit him because he's charging right at us. Okay, finally, we can maybe do something. No, never mind. This is... I don't understand. I really don't understand. What am I doing wrong? You want me to suddenly reverse and change direction? I don't know. That doesn't seem like the good idea either, though. He's just coming straight for us. Zelda, please. Yeah, nice shot. Oh! And now the cycle starts again. Dude, just back off, okay? Seriously. Lock on. Look, we actually hit him, so that's progress. Nice shot. Oh, really? Okay. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do when he does that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Oh, thank you for the heart. Appreciate that a great deal. Okay, that was more annoying than I remember, and I remember it being pretty annoying. Totally the end, right? An impressive-looking blade, but nothing more. Would you hear my desire? To take this foul blade and use it to blot out the light forever. I feel like a ring of fire would have been more badass, but this works too. Alright, here we go. First I have to show the dumb thing. Check this out. As I recall, he gets kind of distracted by the fishing rod, which is great. Don't you love it? But who am I kidding? We need to use the best weapon on him. We all know he's truly weak to the slingshot. Absolutely. Fear the slingshot, Ganondorf. Fear the slingshot. We can even hit him with it. But you know, we had to try. We had to try. Alright, let's do it for real. I don't recall what the chance thing is all about exactly. I suppose you saw that coming, huh? I disagree with all of that, but okay. Jump around a bit. That seems to do the trick. Oh boy. Aw, lame. Okay. Oh, okay. Even the final boss does half a heart. Like, why? I don't know why I was the wrong button entirely. That's generous. Thanks, game. That was 2 hits with that. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I think eventually something will happen here, from what I remember. At least I thought that was the case. Watch out. When he jumps, it's better to just roll away, it looks like. Ah. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, that should have worked. Still trying to spin. Not always working. Oh, okay. I don't like that. Got him! Surprisingly, there was no stabbing sound. Maybe that would be too violent. Hey, guess what? We did it. Still probably less violent than Wind Waker's ending. Do not think this ends here. The history of Light and Shadow will be written in blood. I don't quite get that. But we'll roll with it. Because I thought Ganondorf was the one controlling Zant, not the other way around. Have I misunderstood that? Maybe, I don't know. Either way, he's dead now, I guess. So that's good. Thanks for the help, dudes, I guess. I feel like you didn't really do a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but thanks. You should probably go say hi, Link. she's finally back to normal. It's cool that you finally get to see what she looks like at the end. Like, proper. What? Say something. Am I so beautiful that you've no words left? I guess Link thought so. But hey, we did a thing! Go us! So yeah, this was Twilight Princess. I have to say, playing through this, like, as I said at the start, I haven't played this game in at least like 10, maybe 15 years even, however long this has been out, jeez. Some lengthy amount of time it's been since I last played this. I last played the Wii version. And getting back into it, yeah, is this game still good? Yeah, it's very good. I do feel like some of the dungeons, particularly towards the end, weren't as great as I remember them being. Like, you know, Forest Temple's fine for what it is, it's the first dungeon. Goron Mines had some cool stuff with the iron boots going on. Lakebed Temple was neat, I just liked that in general. The whole underwater temple stuff is always interesting. Arbiter's Grounds is fine. The spin is just a weird item that we used maybe 3 times in the whole game. And then the shard, the mirror piece dungeons. I really like Snow Peak just because it's so conceptually and thematically different to everything else. That's probably my favorite dungeon in the game. It's just so interesting in that regard. And then the Temple of Time. I don't know, it was just kind of eh. Like, we just kind of went through it. There wasn't really a lot to it. You go up, it's a linear dungeon, you go back down, and it's not really that much different on the way back. You use Mr. Big Statue Friend to help out, and that's fun, I suppose, but there wasn't a lot to it, really. City in the Sky, also fine. I didn't mind City in the Sky. Big and confusing, sort of, because it is kind of linear as well, I guess, in some ways. I guess every dungeon's quote-unquote has to be. Because, you know, there's always one expected path. And then Palace of Twilight, also kind of linear as well. You go to the right, you go to the left, or whichever order it is. And then you go through the middle. And one big theme I noticed with the dungeons in this game is a lot of the times you just get a key and you use it on the very next door. Like, I was really starting to notice that when we got to Arbiter's Grounds. Like, the first door in the dungeon is locked and you just go to the side and there's just a key there. It's like, why? Why even bother? Like, it just seems so weird, and they do that a lot. It's so strange. The dungeons are still fun, but there's just some weird things like that that I've really noticed throughout this playthrough that I hadn't noticed before. And a lot of the bosses as well are not too difficult, which is maybe not a bad thing. You know, bosses don't have to be difficult, they can still be fun and exciting. Oh, Colin with the sword and shield, that's cool. Like the spider boss from Temple of Time is really coming to mind. He was really, really easy. Like, kind of pathetically so. You just shoot an arrow at his back and then he falls down and you command a big statue to smack him, and that's really it. It's just not that interesting. It's a big spectacle and that's fun, but not really all that challenging or interesting design-wise. You just, yeah, that's all there is to it, you know? I don't know. Some things I definitely remember being better than they were having played the game now. But I'm not bagging on the game. It's still a really awesome game, absolutely. Like, this is a great Zelda game, I think. It's a whole bunch of side stuff that we obviously didn't see. Plenty of heart pieces that we luckily managed to avoid. We managed to avoid all of them, and I'm happy with that, because it's a cool idea having like 2 heart pieces per dungeon. But us having to avoid them made that a little more challenging than it might otherwise have been to, you know, avoid heart pieces. But yeah, still fun. Oh, that's the fishing hole that we never even saw. Yeah, there's a lot of side stuff that we didn't see here. I'm glad we did get to see the Mallow Mart side quest there. It was good to obtain the magic armor, even if we never actually used it. And maybe we needed to towards the end there. Like, dude, King Bulblin should be the final boss and not Ganondorf, because he killed us in one hit. Summit, that big spinny attack he had, did at least 3 hearts of damage, it looked like, whereas I think Ganondorf did 1. Back in my day, Ganon did 4 hearts of damage. Back in, like, Ocarina of Time, he certainly did. I don't remember what he did in Wind Waker either, it might have been similar. Yeah, really the only difficult thing with the final boss there was the horseback part. It wasn't even necessarily for the damage and things, it was just trying to get him in the right spots. Yeah. Difficulty-wise, like, despite us being on 3 hearts, we didn't really have a lot of trouble with the game overall. Like, yeah, we only died once, and it was in the second last part. So, I don't know if that says something about the overall difficulty of the game here, because imagine if we actually were picking up heart containers and getting heart pieces and stuff, would have been a breeze. That being said, I feel like that's somewhat often the case with Zelda games in general, though. They're usually not too hard if you go out of your way to get a few extra heart pieces and hearts and stuff. But that was the whole point of doing a challenge run, was to see how difficult it was going to be, especially having not played the game in, 10 years or however long it's been. But this was definitely a lot of fun to go through, and it's interesting seeing it done in that way, because like how we did it with Majora's Mask so long ago, I wanted to give a 3-heart run a try, and yeah, it was definitely cool to go through here. Good to see a bit of a different playthrough, because, so many people do just standard Let's Plays of a standard playthrough of a game, and that's generally what I do as well. But it's cool to do a challenge run, just something a little bit different. And it also means I don't have to do 1,000 side things either. We're on our way back to the mirror chamber here. I do recall we have a bit of a post-credit scene here, I think. Oh, my controller's actually turned off. I hope that's not important. I'm gonna hit the A button and hope that's not gonna skip anything. Okay. Well, I guess this is farewell, huh? It's been good, Minna. Light and shadow can't mix, as we all know. But never forget that there's another world bound to this one. Shadow and light are 2 sides of the same coin. One cannot exist without the other. I know now the reason the goddesses left the Mirror of Twilight in this world. They left it because it was their design that we should meet. Yes, that is what I believe. Zelda, your words are kind, and your heart is true. If all in Hyrule are like you, then maybe you'll do alright. That's such a Midna way to say it. Thank you. Well, this princess spoke truly. As long as that mirror's around, we could meet again. Link. See you later. She had to get one last see you later in. Yeah, only the true princess can destroy the mirror, right? Well, guess we won't be seeing her later. It's a bit of a sad ending, but there you have it. I guess she's gonna live in a boring old palace the rest of her life. Is there more credits? I don't recall, or is that it? There's more credits, okay. Mid-credit scene, I suppose I should say then. I like that though, it's neat. And sad, but neat all the same. But yeah, this was good fun to go through, and I hope you, the viewer, had a good time watching. As I said at the start of this LP, it really has been a while since I've done an LP, so in that regard, it's been a lot of fun to get back into it here, and I had a great time with this. And I hope future Sayward has had a good time doing the little edits that he does. I think he has. But yeah, it was good to do this. And I feel like I'm somewhat starting to run out of things to say at this point. I feel like there was something else I wanted to comment on, but now I can't remember what it was. I feel like I said pretty much everything I wanted to say at this point. Like, yeah, it's a good game. I remember it being good and it's good. But yeah, some of the dungeons, I don't know. Some of the dungeons weren't as good as I remember, and they were the main things that I remembered. Like, a lot of the in-between dungeons bits I did not remember very well. Like the whole, Ilya's memory and the Sky book stuff. Totally forgot about all that stuff, for the most part. It's interesting to go through that again, because I just didn't remember the sequence of events there. But it was fun. This was good. Is Ye Old Temple of Time? Speaking of, I suppose. Sort of. But yeah, I really hope folks have enjoyed this, because it's been such a long time since I've gotten back to LPs here. But it's been a really good to do this. And yeah, I think if I'm getting my scheduling correct, this should be up around mid-June, maybe? I'm gonna guess around there somewhere. I guess we'll see if that turns out to be true or not. But if that is true, I'm thinking we should do a bit of a bonus stream here, because I would love to give the Cave of Ordeals a try with only 3 hearts. It would probably be a huge mistake, but that's exactly why we should try it, right? So, yeah. Whatever day this comes up, or hopefully around the time this video comes up, I definitely want to do a little bonus stream here. I think that would be really fun. So yeah, look forward to seeing that, hopefully tonight. But if not then, definitely soon, within a few days or so. That will most certainly be a thing. It'll probably be crazy, because I remember it being quite tough with a bunch of hearts, so doing it with only 3, it's gonna be tough, but we might be able to do it. We'll see, I guess. So yeah, look forward to that. But we have come to the end of this journey. I think we're ending on the Triforce here, is that true? That might be true. Do we see at the end or something similar? I seem to remember that being the case. Maybe, possibly, maybe not. Maybe we're just ending on that. Oh, there we go. Oh, the HD version credits. Okay, this is new. There's more credits? Oh god, I'm already running out of things to say. I guess that's fair that there should be HD version credits though. Fair enough, you got me, game. Because that's where I remember it ending. Suppose they have to credit all the folks that worked on the... I suppose actually I should talk about that, yeah. This is my first time doing the HD version. I never played it previously. Because my previous experience with this game's always been the Wii version, so one of the big things that the Wii version had was that the game world was flipped compared to the GameCube version. Since it's been so long since I played this last, there wasn't really any issues with that because I don't really remember it. Oh wow, this is dramatic, isn't it? This is very dramatic. Yeah, but graphically it looks great. Like, it looks as my memory is, which, you know, 10 years ago, so. But yeah, it's pretty crisp, it looks great, runs well. Didn't really, not really any major graphical issues, I would say, that I noticed, so that's good. And yeah, in terms of like new stuff, I feel like we probably didn't get to see a lot of that just because we were skipping a lot of the side stuff. The Ghost Lantern seems cool, or whatever it was called. That's definitely a new thing. If you're looking for Pose, that's a great way to find them, I would say. So that seems neat. I'm definitely cool with something like that being added in. Yeah, 2006. So this game actually came out 10 years later. Wow, there you go. There's the end. We did it. Yeah, we did it good. And we're back to the title. Yeah, that's it. I'll say it again. I had a blast playing through this. And I hope you, the viewer, had a blast watching as well, because that's what I do it for. Although that being said, I feel like I don't often get as many viewers of my YouTube stuff as my Twitch stuff these days, but I still have fun doing LPs. I'm still gonna keep doing them, even if they are maybe starting to not be as much of a thing these days. I feel LPs are kind of declining, like everybody's shuffling over to Twitch for live content and all that, but LPs are where I started with my online content quote-unquote career, as it were, so I definitely don't want to give them up anytime soon, because I really enjoy doing them. I really enjoy watching them from creators that I do watch. That's just part of the reason why I want to keep doing them. So yeah, this has been great. And like I said, I hope this has been great for you too, folks. We will do a stream of this, bonus stream of this, hopefully the night this comes out. But if not, very soon afterwards, hopefully. So look forward to that. But yeah, thank you so much to anyone who watched all of this. You're awesome, and I appreciate you so very much. You know who you are. You, the viewer watching this right now. Thanks so much. This was a kind of long one, but we got through it, and it was good. But yeah, thanks so much, and I will see you next time for some other LP in the future. I know what it is, and you can probably guess what it is if you've been on my streams at all. Look forward to that in the not too distant future, but for now, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you around.